You are on this very planet that Chukwokika Biama created to his glory. We welcome you to another explosive exposition of the very fraudulent contraption, the very diseased abomination that the British created for the enslavement of the children of light. We have come to destroy. We have come to render asunder. We have come to decimate that very tower of darkness, that very zoological republic, that very cesspit of iniquity and of evil. We have come that the blind may see. We have come that the deaf may hear. We have come that even those who, through no fault of theirs, but as a result of having subjected themselves to a very disastrous educational system in the zoo, they have become stupid. Here we have come to enlighten and to educate, without any apologies to anybody, without mincing words, without fear before our enemies, determined and resolute, indestructible, and the precipitous collapse of the zoo is inevitable, absolutely inevitable. The devil may try all it can. Those who go before them to peddle falsehood, those who go to work for them, those who are the workers of darkness and of iniquity, we can assure them that we are resolute, we are determined, and there is nothing anybody can do to stop this very invade as many times as you like, kill as many people as you like, propagate falsehood after falsehood as many times as you like, buy up every media space in the zoo, go and connive with people in the diplomatic circles abroad, eyebrow consultancy firm in the world, select some diplomats in the zoo and bribe them. Select those you send to the key countries around the world. None of these things you're doing is capable of stopping us. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you write. It doesn't matter the type of chatter you have behind our backs. All those things you're doing is a complete and utter waste of time, because Biafra must come. There is nothing anybody can do about it. That is why we preach this gospel. That is why we propagate this very message of redemption. That is why Elohim said that Biafra will come. You will not fire a bullet, but Biafra will come. Because Chukwokika has gone before us. And you will hear what will happen to the zoo in weeks and months to come. This is 1 year, 2020. They will never, ever, ever in their lives forget. It does not matter what the enemy does, is irrelevant. Buy over Twitter, buy over Facebook, bribe the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, bribe the US Ambassador to Nigeria, department in America. But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you. That they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond, to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully. And they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere. From everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. Some of you, they will buy some of you over. The spirit of Oba Biasika and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we're doing. You can't. Not in you cannot. Not in 1 trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwuokike Abiama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora-Eri, the same God of Owe-Eri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not to be nobody, the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these neo-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off.
They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
We have tried to live in Nigeria designed by Great Britain and handed to us. We have found it difficult to live in that Nigeria. We have fought a civil war, killed so many people, and still we have the same problems reoccurring. Perhaps the time has come to revisit the very foundations of Nigeria.
Okay, because we were able to avoid the situation that if he had we were able to avoid the situation that if it had happened in court today, it would have been a deviation from Section 36 of the Constitution, which guaranteed every Nigerian the right to fair trial. The prosecution was forcing a situation on the court today that trial should continue or should proceed today. But our position was this, which comports with the law, that we have not had any opportunity. We have made this very clear. It is not about having access to our client. We do have access, but our access is monitored, hampered to the point that we are unable to discuss with him within that zone of confidentiality that is guaranteed between a lawyer and his client, and that enhances the defense we shall prepare to properly defend him against charges that carry the death penalty. So our position comports with the law, with Section 36 of the Constitution, that unless fair hearing can be guaranteed, no Nigerian can be subjected to any trial. You can check it out. We are not making it up.
Okay, sir, lastly, on 20th May, the court will decide one way or another. Let's presume, are you ready for any eventualities if it doesn't go the way you want or the way you prayed for the court to go?
Well, the attitude of a very good defense counsel is to cross the bridge when it gets to it. So we're not going to speculate. We're not going to preempt the court. We trust that the court will do the right thing when we come back by 20th May. If it doesn't, then we cross that bridge.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Fortunately, he didn't give a ruling, or she didn't give a ruling. I think they are referred to here or whatever. So let us wait on the 20th. If she makes a ruling, one way or the other, wherever they stand, then we can take the battle from there.
For some people are saying that yes, a political solution could be a way out of this situation. What do you think about this?
I will not comment on that. Whatever I'm involved in that is very serious underground, I will not comment on that. I support them in what they are doing. If there are things we are also doing some other places, we will continue doing it. But I can tell you by the grace of God, Nnamdi will not stay in this prison in the next 2 or 3 months. Or else I'm not part of this country. I can tell you that by His grace.
We appreciate it. Thank God.
Thank you very much.
AIG, there are not a few who believe that the pace at which the Interpol International and Interpol Nigeria are working is quite interesting. They point to the fact that Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the proscribed group, IPOB, it didn't take long for them to grab him from the same Kenya and get him down to Nigeria, and he's facing justice now. That's why is this like a case of we are following process, diplomatic channels, etc., etc.
Believe you me, I want to tell you I don't know what you are talking about. All I know...
You seems not to know exactly what we are talking about here.
No. You are bringing an issue that Interpol is not aware of. You know, let me define the role of Interpol so that you can understand. Interpol is an international police organization that assists law enforcement agencies within the 196 countries to look for a fugitive that runs or is hiding. And if you look at all the other fugitives that are brought to face justice in Nigeria, they have the link, those who are involved, with Interpol. So I don't know I don't want to talk about issue of Kanu, who brought him back to Nigeria. I'm not aware how he was brought back to Nigeria or how he came into Nigeria. Interpol is not aware. We stated this long time ago, and we made it categorically clear. So it's not a question. There are what we call police-to-police relationship, international police cooperation. Another police, it does not necessarily bring Interpol. If one police and another exchange, a suspect is running from them, they can have an international police cooperation that out of the scope of Interpol. But however, if a notice is given to an individual, like blue notices, when the inmates in Kuje prison escaped, we did a biometric capture of those suspects, and we shared it with international communities. We shared it with our law enforcement agencies. Many of them were reapprehended because we have their biometrics. Now, in the issue of red notice, where a red notice is issued under the federal court that issued that notice of arrest, that is warrant of arrest for such international, it will go to the Interpol, we'll process it, we'll look at it, we'll look at the charges, and then we'll issue a red notice. On that red notice, we bring back the culprit to face justice because all the 196 countries will be looking for that individual.
Would sincerely like to thank you, retired Assistant Inspector General of Police, Garba Umar, who is currently the Vice President of Interpol Africa Region. Thank you, sir, for coming on the News Hour.
Thank you for having me.
The foundation for the liberation and independence of Biafra has been laid by this government, and it is very, very strong. We build this particular foundation of the liberation on solid rock. Are you not seeing it? We are not shaking. I am standing very, very strong, making sure that I'm taking the bullet that they are firing at Biafra people, because their target is you. They believe that once they take Mazen Amdekan out of the way, they will come for all of you. That is exactly what is happening in other parts of Nigeria, because nobody is there to stand on the way for them. And they are annihilating people, killing them, sending them to IDP camp. I told them, you see this face, okay, deceive them very well. To deceive you. The momentum of the Biafra liberation today have necessitated all the discussion you see. Everybody is talking. Release Mazen Amdekan. Why are they keeping him? Some of them claim that he was not fighting the way I'm fighting, but you kidnap him. Some of them are now addressing him as a gentleman. But you went and kidnapped a gentleman. They say, oh, he's more reasonable. He's not, but you kidnapped him. What were you thinking? All of them contributed money. When Mazen Amdekan was speaking, it was their headache. They couldn't sleep every day. Oh, Mazen Amdekan, he's destroying Ali Igbo. Oh, Mazen Amdekan, he's doing this, he's doing that. Today, Mazen Amdekan is no longer destroying Ali Igbo. Mazen Amdekan is no longer causing problem. Mazen Amdekan is no longer is the good man. Is the only man now that is very reasonable. And I have not even started. Because you see what Agaku Nigeria Igwe. Agaku Nigeria Igwe. And you know the next level is by taking all their terrorist barracks, taking all the government houses. That is the next level we will go. Because it is part of the defense of our land. These places are places where the attack against our people are being planned.
Land of the rising spilling our blood, we'll count our privilege. The one that which emboldens the free shall always be our flag of liberty.
Onye nyere iwu si anyị wee dobe ya, onye si na agata anyị ahụhụ ma ọ bụ na anyị fee arụsị, anyị wee na-efe arụsị, iwe were iwe gị na ọnụma gị wee bịa leta anyị, ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị, ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ, nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ, wee na-ata ikikere eze, nwaanyị kunie ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ, Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala ihe niile n'iyi, okwu ebepụ ya isi, anyị bụ ka anyị kpọkụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo ihe ọbụla anyị mara aka n'ime ha si na aga ha aga n'ihu. Elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri agha nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ, anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra bụ ndị kọstọm okwenye anyị n'etiti anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm juru ebe niile, ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ, anyị kwe kwesịpụta anyị ka kpọchie, anyị kwe kwesịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị. Onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ ọjọọ agaghị isi wepụ ndị iro anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị. Akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke, akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza, akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu, akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke, akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom, akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizoba, nna nke dị nsọ, onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro bi na anyị bụ ụmụ gị. Bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị, bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ọjọọ ihe, bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ, bịa ka iwe tịtụ ozu. Ọ bụ ọgụwa mgbe emilere Goliat, Chineke nna nke igwe wee memiri Fero, sikwa otu a mee ka Fero gbagụzọ n'ihu ụmụ ndị IPOB ka o wee taa akpọkpọ iguni ụtọ ọzọ. Ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume. Ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ, ọ bụ gị nwa bụ ekekere n'igwe n'ụwa, onye ọbụla kere gị nweghị mmalite nweghị ọgwụgwụ, kama anyị onwe anyị bụ anọkwa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie, kama marakwa na okwu gị na-anọgide gị mgbe ebighị ebi. Ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi, anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ, bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na abụghị n'ọnwụ, bịa ka iwe mee ka ebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe, bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị, bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa, ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu nke abịa ma ise nwa Chineke. Welcome Biafrans. I welcome you all, fellow Biafrans and the lovers of freedom, wherever you are viewing us this evening. We welcome you to this edition. I thank you for being part of this platform. Thank you for being part of us. Thank you for your support. I thank you for your moral support and spiritual support. I thank you for always making it as a duty to join us. We appreciate you. We love you. We pray that Chukwu Okike Abiam will continuously support you in everything you do. I welcome you, and as I welcome you, I want you to welcome others. I want you to welcome your friends, welcome your family, welcome your neighbors, welcome all of us to freedom who resides around you. As you are joining us this evening, we indulge you to remember to share our program. Share this program in all the platforms where you are part of. Share it in your Facebook page, in your WhatsApp group, in your share it on your X, formerly Twitter, share it on YouTube, share it everywhere. Let this program go far and wide. Invite people. We need more people to be part of this program this evening. Makanandi Bosina Ekere Oreke. Our own is to bring you informations that has to do with our struggle, and yours is to make sure that as many people as you could get in touch with it. So I want you to share the program, like it, very important. Like the program so that notifications will be sent out to your friends, and always activate your notification so that anytime we're live, you'll be the first to know. And also, I want you to comment on the program if it is possible for you. If you think you have something to say or to contribute to the topic we are about to treat this evening, you can as well comment and leave your own thoughts about it. Fellow Biafrans and the lovers of freedom, I want you to know we are live. We are live everywhere in all our social media platforms. Glory be to Chukwu Abiyama. We are back on Facebook. You know, for long, like I used to tell you, we have been battling to connect back to Facebook. It has always been a problem, but today, I can say to you that you can view us via Facebook. We are live on Facebook. IPOB Western Cape Media TV is the name. You can as well join us on our YouTube channel. IPOB Western Cape Media TV is the name. As well, you can also join us on our X, formerly Twitter handle, IPOB Western Cape Media TV. That is what it is. That is what it is. You can make your choice. Just relax, sit back, and join whatever we have in stock for you this coolest evening on my own location. I thank you for being part of this program. And I want you to know, in case this is your first time joining us, that this is IPOB Western Cape Media TV. Here, we speak nothing but the truth. We are without fear nor favor. We are fearless before our enemies. We are not here to represent any individual, but to represent and to defend our fatherland, Biafra. Because for us, it is Biafra today, tomorrow, and forever. If you are offended by our resolve, we have no apologies for that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, worldwide, and his position is incontestable. IPOB is here to restore Biafra, and we are not going to be swayed until Biafra is restored. Welcome once again to IPOB Western Cape Media TV, saying it the way it is. Yes, as always, we say things the way they are, simply because we are fearless before our enemies. We are not fearful at all. We are fearless people. We are bold as a lion. Truth is our hallmark. We cannot do without saying it as it is. Truth is our trademark. You can as well say that. So know that anytime you find yourself in this platform, you are here to hear nothing but the truth. We cannot lie. We don't have any reason to lie. We are Umu Chineke. We are sent to say things and put them in the right perspective, without mincing words, without fear, without favor. That is who we are. If you want to hear about the happenings around our struggle, if you want to know the truth about our leader and the rest of them, here is one of the platforms where you must come to hear the truth. We don't owe any man apologies. We don't work under any man. We are independent, and we are doing our things as independent people. So here, there is no censor. We don't censor the truth, we say it. I can assure you. So I thank you for being part of this program this evening. Before I go on, I bring greetings to you from my coordinator, the coordinator representing IPOB Western Cape, Mazino Sentialia, provincial coordinator. Mazino Sentialia is the IPOB Western Cape provincial coordinator representing Mazino Mdekano in this part of the world. Mazino Sentialia is a hardcore believer, a resolute fellow who have sacrificed everything sacrificable, if you can say so. He put both his family online, his personality online. He put his finances and everything to make sure that IPOB continues to work stronger and stronger in this part of the world. Do not play with such leaders. They hardly come by. So we as Western Cape zones are privileged to have him, and we support him at any given time. And I want you to know that we have fake, because like they always say, whatever that has fake, has original, always has fake. So there are people parade themselves about in this part of the world as well as IPOB representative, they call themselves. They say they are loyal not to IPOB, they are loyal not to Mazin Mdekano, but loyal to DOS. But we, as you know, are loyal to Mazin Mdekano and Biafra. So in case you encounter such individuals or these individuals, I want you to be very, 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 very careful. Be very, very attentive now. Pay attention. They are not here to bring Biafra. They are not here to support for Biafra to be restored. They are here for personal gains, and they are doing everything possible to make sure they deceive as many as they could. So whenever you come across such individuals, you must pay attention. First, what is their name? If you say you are the representative of IPOB or provincial coordinator of IPOB Western Cape, what is your name? If that name does not sound innocent earlier, you are standing face to face with a thief, a criminal. And the best thing that is good for you is to run away from such individuals. They do not represent Biafra, but they represent some certain individuals who are agents of destruction, working day and night to destroy Biafra and the legacy of Mazin Mdekano. And we are not going to stand still and watch them to actualize their aim. That is why we make it as a duty to always bring it to your notice and remind you subconsciously, if you can say so, as always, that these people are here, they are around. Don't allow them to play you. I bring greetings to you, fellow Biafrans, from the IPOB Western Cape Executive. IPOB Western Cape Executive are at work, men at work. They are working
round the clock. They are working assiduously making sure that Biafra is restored. IBOP Western taking sleepless nights and to make sure that Biafra comes. And you must know that's hold them high. Always hold such people on high esteem. If this struggle we are today, it is difficult for you to see a convinced and sincere freedom fighters. They are scarce. But here in Western Cape, we have them in abundance. So I thank them all, and I bring it to you from all the IPOB family here in Western Cape and around the world. I want you to know that your work, your determination, your effort, sacrifices, name it, whatever, will never be in vain. I wish each and every one of us Biafra, because that is the ultimate goal. If you are genuine, you must see Biafra. Nothing will happen to you. Wherever you are, though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you shall fear no evil. For the Lord Chukwuka is with you. He will guide you, protect you, and he will make sure that you are alive to see Biafra. So I thank you for joining me this evening, or rather joining us this evening on this platform. It is going to be so interactive, it's going to be so interesting, educative, and revealing this evening. We're going to be delving into so many things that pertains to this struggle, about our leader and the so-called leadership. And I want you to know that if only you could sit back, if only you could relax, you are going to learn one or two about what we are about to do this evening. My name is Mazi Onyebuchi. I am your host by the special grace of Chukwu Okikabiyama Premier. I am the Parklands Unit Coordinator, a Biafran, a believer, a resolute fellow. I believe in Biafra. I believe in Biafra. And I am determined to see Biafra achieved. There's nothing that makes me happy other than Biafra. Whenever I remember that I am a Biafran and I'm part of this family, part of the people fighting to restore Biafra, it gives me joy and happiness. So I say to you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. To some of you, depend where you are watching this program this evening. We have a guest. He's not just a guest. He is a staunch believer, a resolute IPOB. He's a man you must be aware of. Mazi, I welcome you this evening to this program, to this noble platform, and I want you to do us the privilege to introduce yourself, though you don't need much introduction. Everyone who is a constant viewer here knows you by now. But to fulfill all righteousness, you have to introduce yourself for Biafrans to properly welcome you to this program. Ndewo Mazi.
Thank you, my coordinator from Parkland. Can you hear me? Thank you, my coordinator, once again from Parkland. My name is Philip Okeke. My name is Mazi Philip Okeke. I am the IPOB Bureau Unit Secretary, and I am a staunch disciple of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's an honor for me to be here in this program today to discuss and to share our views so that people will understand the importance of freedom, so that our people will not be confused on the cause that we and our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has embarked on for the past 11 years. So I want to tell every listener to sit back and enjoy our interactive session. Thank you so much, my coordinator.
I think you need to be more audible. I think I don't know if it's your gadgets or something, but you need to be more audible. Yeah. So look into it so that.
Okay. Am I coming out clear now?
Exactly. Yeah.
Very. Okay.
Yes. Yes. So, Mazi, I thank you, and I joined the rest of Biafrans who have joined us this evening to welcome you properly to this program this evening. Check them my you were supposed to be here last week, but something came up, and I have to reschedule the program for today. And the thing I wanted us to look into last week, I did it myself. I wanted us to take a stock, looking through the year 2024. Like they said, after exams or after months and months of learning and teaching, exams are taken and results comes out at the appropriate time. So result is the substance that tells that you are following everything that you were taught during the school years. I mean, months and months of taking lectures or classes. So I was able to narrate the significant progress, or rather progresses made here and there. And what we're going to be talking about today will not be far away from it. Because like they said, you come, you face your own quota. While you are doing it, another person is also doing his own. It becomes a problem when you think that because you occupy a certain position, you have to control everybody, even going out of the principles, laid down principles of the organizations, or another organization where you are part of the principal officers. Like I argued in the past, while I was taking us through the IPOB code of conduct in the past, I made very um, a very significant discovery and revelation. But you know, our people we are hard in hearing and understanding is far away from us. When you come to IPOB Code of Conduct, we have a leadership. And when you talk about leadership of IPOB, you're talking about the office of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's the leadership. It does not matter opposition you occupy, all the rest of us becomes but principal officers. Starting from Chike down to the least. We have one leadership, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the office of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The rest of us are addressed as principal officers. And why I was pointing all these things out from the IPOB Code of Conduct, it seems that, you know, our people, we are hard in hearing, we do not understand. We kept calling or seeing them or addressing those as leadership. When you give them that leadership, when you arrogate that to them, you are giving them, you're uplifting them to a level where they are not supposed to be. And that is why they thought they are now in charge or in control to reorganize everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu already organized and put in place. IPOB were not supposed to have issues if IPOB Code of Conduct were followed duly. IPOB were not supposed to have not a single issues. But the problem that IPOB had or is having today is because the IPOB Code of Conduct was discarded by the so-called leadership. They thought they could change things and they occupy every other space. They call the shot, they change whenever it is necessary for them to make changes. If it is not favoring them, if it is not working on their favor, they change it. So because of that, IPOB was stalled and progress went very far away from us. That is why today we are here running around the circle. Only gossip, accusation, counter accusations, name callings, and all manner of things that you know. So this evening, before I go on, Mazi, there was a news that broke the other time, last week. The reason I'm bringing this up is because the same people I was talking about, the so-called DOS, were making unguided utterances. They were making careless utterances. They left what they should be doing and encroaching on other people's doings. Mazi, are you having a network? It's like you're having a network problem.
Yeah, Mazi, my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I can see. It's affecting you. So, but I think while we are continuing, it will get better. I just pray that it allows you to speak. But let's continue. Yes, so now this news broke the other time last week, and the IPO, the so-called leadership went haywire. You know, like I said, the problem of these people is they do not have anything in their skull. Their skulls, their head is very empty. They don't have nothing. They don't understand how to move the struggle forward. And if you come out or if you are doing something, they become offended that you are doing something. They forgot that in this struggle, whatever it is, whether it is for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or whatever, you have to do it at your own best. Whatever you know you can do for Biafra to be restored, you do it. Whatever you know you can do for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released, you do it. If it is going through political solution, if you're going to agreement, if whatever it is you know you can do, all we need is result. But these people, they do not want to go. They don't want to go out of the way. They don't want to. They don't want to continue the journey. They just want everybody to stand at least with them, just like they are. When you talk, immediately you question them. The next thing they tell you is that they are working underground. For the past 5 years, this underground job has not paid anybody. They have always been underground. No result, no reports, no progress. But those who are trying to do something in their own little ways, immediately they found out, the next thing they do is to come out and start to castigate, demonize, and call you all sorts of names that is, in fact, you don't even understand what they are doing. So let me read this news. And the reason I'm going to read it, like I told you, is about because of the reactions we are getting, we are seeing on social media. And I think it's uncalled for. And I think it is a disgrace. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's Lego lead counsel, Barrister Aloy Ejimakor, had to make comment about it too in his tweet today. So let me read. Let me go and read this thing for us before we continue. Now, this news was on January 2nd. The headline read that how Tinubu refused to honor agreement on Nnamdi Kanu after sending his son Sheyi to us before 2023 polls. Kanu's family. And it didn't see, it's not IPOB. It says Kanu's family. So the family of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the 10th leader of indigenous people of Biafra, has expressed deep disappointment with President Bola Tinubu for allegedly failing to honor an agreement purportedly made between Tinubu's son, Sheyi, and the Kanu's family before 2023 general election. In a statement, Kanu's younger brother, Prince Emmanuel Kanu, claimed that Sheyi, with the approval of his father, personally met him in Abuja before the election. During the meeting, agreement was allegedly reached that IPOB would not call for an election boycott in exchange for Kanu's release if Tinubu becomes president. Prince Emmanuel expressed frustration that nearly 2 years into Tinubu's presidency, Kanu remains in detention. He noted that Justice Binta Anyako, who had been presiding over Kanu's case, recused herself months ago, yet no new judge has been assigned. He stated, before the last election, I received a message from a former governor that Sheyi, the son of President Tinubu, wanted to meet with me. I agreed on the condition that the priority of our discussion would be the release of my brother. I want you to note down this statement. the condition that the priority of our discussion would be the release of my brother. The meeting took place in Abuja with another individual present as a witness. Sheyi assured that the meetings was sanctioned by his father and that any agreement reached would be binding. In good faith, we agreed that IPOB would not interfere with the election process. I relayed this understanding to my brother, and he reaffirmed IPOB's commitment to not call for an election boycott or civil disobedience. When Tinubu visited Owerri during his campaign, he publicly reaffirmed his commitment in facilitating my brother's release if elected. IPOB kept its part of the agreement, and this is where I have the issue, this statement. IPOB shouldn't have been, because though Mazan Kanu knew about it, but he was not he didn't instigate that meeting. Nobody talked about him. He only heard and he concurred. So IPOB kept his part of agreement is a bit harsh on IPOB, because I don't think it's official. You know, it's not officially IPOB agreement, but Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's family's direct agreement with Tinubu. That should be put so, and rightfully so. Ensuring there was no call for election boycott, despite having the capacity to do so. However, it defies logic that nearly 2 years after President Tinubu assumed office, my brother remains in detention without any formal charges. The appeal court discharged him and ordered his release, a decision the Buhari administration ignored. The Supreme Court also determined that his bail should not have been revoked, yet this has not been disregarded. This has been disregarded. Nigerian courts are unwilling to resolve his case on merit, relying instead on technicalities to stall proceedings. His detention lacks any legal basis, either in Nigeria or elsewhere in the world. It is deeply disappointing that those who claim to be honorable cannot keep their words, the statement concluded. And Mazi, like I already told you, the reason I brought this up is nothing but to put the so-called leadership in their place. Because if you listen to what I read, effort was made. And the people who went after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's brother, they knew about DOS. But they chose to go straight to the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's family and had agreement with his family. I think, in my own conclusion, that IPOB shouldn't have, those who call themselves the leadership, when this news broke, shouldn't have had any issue with it. They should have just let it filter. It is their agreement, it is their prerogative. Whatever that comes out of it, if it's okay, it's fine. If it is not okay, it's fine. But for them who are doing absolutely nothing for the past 4 years, to come to castigate, just like in the case of Mazi, Simon Ekpa, they only castigate when you are doing something. But they are doing absolutely nothing to help the situation. What are you doing, or what are they doing for the freedom of their leader for the past 4 years? Nothing in the paper, nothing that anybody knows. It has not been recorded that IPOB or DOS made a singular move in regards to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release for 4 years. As it is today, they do not pay for Mazen Khan upkeep, if there's something like that. They do not pay for his legal fees. They do not do nothing. So, Mazi, I want you to please let us know your opinion regards to this news. When this news broke, what did you think? What was your reaction? And seeing the reactions from the docile leadership of IPOB, as they call themselves, do you think they are justified or in the right position to do what they are doing, taking from the angle that they are doing on their own absolutely nothing? Thomas, please, Biafrans, our ears are itching. Please address this issue.
Yeah, thank you, my coordinator. Can you hear me clear? You know, this is what we've been talking about DOS. If we criticize them in some things they are doing wrong, they will think we are trampling against their position or their order. The problem with the DOS is that what they feel is that if they are not the one doing it, it must not be done. If it's done, then you are going against their orders. That is the problem. The second problem is the same thing I pointed out before this issue of Sakonekwa started in the beginning. You have to give people space to do what they can or to express their opinion. Our leader is our leader, the leader of IPOB. Yes, he has a family too. He has brothers and sisters. He has children. Those are the people closer to him. The DOS cannot tell me that they love Mazen Nnamdi Kanu more than the family love Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. If they say that, they will be lying. So let us put sentiment aside. All the problems, all the strife, everything that has brought this noble family down to the level it is today is caused by the idea that we are the leadership. If we don't do this, it must not be done. If we don't sanction this, it must not happen. If we don't say this, nobody else must say it. That is the thing that must be changed in this struggle. The family of our leader has the right to make a deal, even without the consultation of DOS. The DOS has the right also to make a positive deal without the consultation of the family. You make the deal in the capacity of families, and the DOS will make a deal in the capacity of the organization they are leading. That is how it works. And you know what has been happening? The same thing you mentioned: demonize anybody, castigate anybody, caricature anybody, destroy anybody, kill whoever you can lay your hands on. That has been the modus operandi of DOS, which is wrong in this organization. We are not in an Islamic Sharia organization where the mullahs and the imams are the people that can make decisions and nobody will question it. We are Republicans. Everybody wants their opinion to be heard, and everybody wants to be involved. As long as, in my opinion, as long as your involvement, your help what you are trying to put on the table, the decision you want to make, the deal you want to make, is for the release of our leader and for the restoration of Biafra. You don't need any approval from anybody that was put as the head of DOS or the family of our leader, Mazen Namdekan. This thing we must change. You know, they said absolute power corrupts absolutely, and comes power, there is responsibility. The DOS has forgot that the power they have, there's a responsibility that is also assigned to them. And the responsibility is to carry everyone along in whatever they are doing. If you demonize somebody, any decision the person wants to make in the future, the person will not involve you. The comment after this news you read came out, the comment that was made by DOS shows the division between the family of our leader and the DOS, which was caused by the DOS and which is not supposed to be. Our leader has mentioned it several times that IPOB is not a family organization. So the DOS do not need to tell us that anymore. If Kanu Takano come to say something about this organization, they will remind him that this is not a family organization. We already know it's not a family organization. It's not a family movement. It's a Biafra movement, not a nuclear or extended family movement. So the more they kept reminding the people of the status of our organization, the more they cause division. Because we already know, our leader has already spelled it out for us, that his brother is not in any leadership position in IPOB. And they do not intend to become any leadership in IPOB. They are trying to do what they can to release their brother. That is my opinion. Thank you.
Yes. Emas, like you rightly pointed out that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not only belongs to IPOB as organization. He has a family, a nuclear family, has an extended family. And like you rightly said, you cannot love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu more than his wife and kids, or more than his immediate younger brothers and the sisters. One of the so-called leadership, DOS, in the person of Chinua Sanwo-Olu, has come out in public and made some deafening statements in regards to his love for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, where he said that Nigerian government could kill Mazi Nnamdi, buy Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before this useless Facebook will start. With buy Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the highest IPOB and Biafrans could revolt or fight about it is 2 months, and everybody goes to their homes. Chinua Sanwo-Olu said it. He said it on Radio Biafra. And if Nigerian government should buy Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today, that latest 2 months, Biafrans will go, everybody will go back to their families and to their homes. I do not lie. I can never lie against him. I don't know who he is. I gain nothing. Exactly his words. Hence, we question him that, oh, does it mean that the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu only matters only 60 days protest and we forget about him? How you love him? How you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu So they do not understand that there is a distinction between the organization and the family. Ndị Igbo si na onye ara ị gara ama na onye ara nwere mmadụ ruo ụbọchị ihe mere ya. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu might have given up everything for this cause. The question is, has his family given up on him? The answer is no. And I believe, me myself, exactly what I can do. I believe that if there is the way it is in their hearts, if they could talk Maazị Nnamdi Kanu out of everything for his life to be saved, they would do it. Are you going to blame them? No, you will do it. If you are in a position, you will not tell your brother, yeah, go and, is it Jesus Christ? Look at the attitude, the lukewarmness of the people he's fighting for. Which brings us to the next topic the main topic of this program that says the topic says that people believe the release of Maazị Nnamdi Kanu is the right thing to do, except Igbo politicians. Except Igbo politicians. Every human being born in zoo and outside the zoo believe that the right thing is to release Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Like Maazị Nnamdi Kanu rightly said, not on favor level, but because he has no business being there. He does not have any business there. He committed no crime, just like you and I here. What we are doing here, is it a crime? Have we committed any crime? So that's exactly what it is. Do you believe that Nigerian government has something that they could convict Maazị Nnamdi Kanu and they are waiting? Waiting for what? So, every right-thinking individual knew that what Maazị Nnamdi Kanu is purely a political prisoner of conscience. Not because he did anything wrong, but the effort to shut him up, to suppress him, is ongoing. That is what it is. Who are those at the thick of it? The Igbo politicians. You know, before, when people started to point at the Igbo politicians and their complicity with Maazị, or with what happened to Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, or what Maazị Nnamdi Kanu is going through, I was kind of skeptical about it. I was not there. I was at the middle dangling. I have not placed it. But I placed it, yes, the other day. What was there? Tinubu visited Enugu. I think yesterday or 2 days ago. 2 days ago, yeah. He visited Enugu State. After that visit, it was now dawned on me that these guys does not want Maazị Nnamdi Kanu to come out. And I'll be proving it to you this evening from their own mouth. From their mouth, I will be proving it. I'll be playing one of the clips. Then you hear it. Then you now reach your own conclusion. I've reached my own conclusion. And whatever happened to Maazị Nnamdi Kanu and his continuous illegal detention, Tinubu is not the one holding him. Not Fulani people, but the Igbo politicians. Take it to the bank. Take it to the bank, Maazị. Take it to the bank. Because why the news broke that Tinubu was going to Enugu State, Every one of us, though, we don't want those people into our land. But there is a vacuum now. They could come and dance in the grave of our people. Because I knew that if Master Manaba was to be here, Tinubu would have thought it twice to go. But this is an opportunity. A vacuum was created. So now anybody can go. Okay, can go.
And you know, the last time I came to this radio program, we spoke about something that it is because of Simon Ekpa that Biafra, people still speak about Biafra. People still talk about Biafra today. Has it not happened?
Of course. Of course.
Has it not happened?
Of course.
You know, when we say something, it's not because we hate DOS or we like Simon Ekpa too much more than our leader, or we prefer Simon Ekpa too much more than our freedom. But we are saying this with the lens of what we have seen, what is going on. And you can't. Where are you hearing about Biafra now? Where else are you hearing about our leader must be released now? Nowhere else. Nowhere else. It's quite unfortunate because if something happened to you once, you can take it as an accident. If it happens to you twice, then you can take it as carelessness. But if it happens to you 3 times, it becomes stupidity. The DOS, the leadership has become stupid, and they don't care about our leader anymore. They don't care anymore. They don't care about the Biafra freedom anymore. They just want to sit there and answer names and do whatever they want to do with the finance. Simon Ekpa is gone for maybe less than a month now. Everywhere is quiet. Nobody speaks about Biafra. The only thing they come to do is they come on Radio Biafra and gossip. They go home. They go on Twitter Tuesday. They copy what they posted the last week. They repost it again. They retweet it again, and they go back home. Is that how we are going to get our Biafra? They are blaming Simon Ekpa insecurity, all these things. Has the insecurity stopped? No. So we come on this program to teach our people that ebe anyị na-aga ụzọ adịrọ ya. Ebe adịrọ esi na-eduja anyị na-aga ụzọ adịrọ ya. This is what it has caused. The killer of our people can come to the land, roam free and go. Nobody to even speak so that they will be scared. Hey, madam, they say you will never know the value of an old basket until the day of sacrifice. Now, the people that want freedom, that genuinely want the release of our leader and the freedom of Biafra, now they know how important Simon Ekpa is. They know, but they cannot. They are too shy. They are too ashamed to come out and say. Even now, the DOS know. Now the DOS know the importance of Simon Ekpa, because Simon Ekpa is even making their job much more easier. Now people will now know that they are not doing anything. They are doing absolutely nothing. The people in the Ijina Palm, we were holding these people in a very bad position when Simon Ekpa was out, when he was free doing his thing. We were holding them. But now, and we are holding them that when they come to even speak, even though they don't intend to, they speak about the release of our leader. Now they have been emboldened that they are not even speaking about it anymore. They thought They thought they have captured everything. They can do whatever they want. So it's very, very, very unfair, and the DOS and the people that masterminded the nonsense that happened in Finland must be ashamed of themselves.
Must continue.
Yeah, I am. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Maz.
Those people that masterminded the arrest of our leader, which we now know that the DOS is involved, which we know that the leader of Ikemba Ojukwu was involved, because his appointment.
I know that there was a gentleman, I can't remember his name, that raised the issue of.
If you put the event that happens with the appointment of the wife of Ikemba Ojukwu together, now the puzzle, you can put together the puzzle that her appointment was to do the dirty job they did in Finland with the wife of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the wife of Ikemba Ojukwu, with the assistance of the DOS. And the DOS has they have to tell us the deal they made with Nigerian government to arrest Simon Ekpa in Finland. They should come up and tell us, because I'm sure they made a deal. Because they made a deal with the wife of Ikemba Ojukwu that they will give him, they will appoint him. After appointing him, they told him this is the problem we are having, and this is what you can do for us. Then he contacted the leader of our wife, of the wife of our leader, which you can see they took a picture together. So the wife of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, must tell us the deal they made with Tinubu, and the DOS must come out to tell us the deal they made before the first time Ekpa was arrested in Finland. We know they were the one that wrote those letters because they were looking for somebody influential in Biafra struggle to effect the arrest of Simon Ekpa in Finland. We are not stupid. So they saw opportunity in the wife of Ikemba Ojukwu, because when he write that letter, he will say the leader of the former Biafra president, Biafra, the leader of former Biafra in 1967. That thing carries weight. And when the wife of our leader writes also the leader of IPOB, the leader of Biafra, those names carries weight. And when DOS also signed that they are the leader of IPOB, the movement for Biafra, all those things carries weight. Those three combinations was what led to the arrest of Simon Ekpa. And they must come out to tell us the deal they made with Nigerian government. Thank you so much.
Mazi, Dalo. Now I want us to listen to this clip, because we are just talking about those who doesn't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu released. So I will be pausing the video in case if you want to make a comment about it or anything. The video is about 6 or about minutes. So let us go. And before we go, this man that is I'm about to bring up his interview with Channels TV is a senator or a House of Rep from Enugu State. So let us see the questions thrown to him and his responses to those questions.
I know that there was a gentleman, I can't remember his name, that raised the issue of the over-militarization of the region, the too much police checkpoints and all of that on that particular day. But I do not know that. I don't think the president actually responded to that particular question. And I was surprised also to see, correct me if I'm wrong, that the issue of Nnamdi Kanu was not raised.
Maz, before you go on to the next question, he asked this man. He first asked this man about the over-militarization of our region. That someone asked Tinubu about it, but he didn't get Tinubu's response about that same question. Now, take note. Then let us continue to the next question.
Is in that forum. Maybe bring us up to speed as to why. Prof.
So, thank you so much. Happy New Year to you again. I'm not sure why the issue of Nnamdi Kanu was not raised, but I think that all the security issues were discussed, and you mentioned that you don't think Mr. President had responded to that particular comment. But if you recall that the conversation was around how we were going to drive security with technology. And it was in his comment, he said he was in support of integrating security more so that we don't have so many boots on the ground as it relates to checkpoints. So in Enugu State, what we have put in significant investment in ensuring that we use technology to drive most of our security issues in the state. You recall that he came to commission our Command and Control Center. And in the Command and Control Center, we believe that His Excellency has put in significant investment, which he also talked about. That investment in technology is something that, in technology for security, is something that he commends and something that he supports completely. But the emphasis on the militarization of the area, as the gentleman laid it, was around the checkpoints as it relates to the cost of goods, logistics, and the implication of that on inflation as it relates to a pass-through cost to the consumer. That was what we were talking about. So it focused really about economic development, the implication of all the checkpoints, and how it affects the cost, the final cost of the product on the masses. And that was the context of the conversation.
Honorable Member Dennis, so I don't know whether let me take it to Mr. Dennis on this one. Mr. Dennis, I don't know whether you understand or you are privy to why the issue of Nnamdi Kanu was not raised. Because the reason I'm going back there is because whenever I had conversation, even with some of the leaders, including governors, I know that Chukwuma Soludo, the governor, had made constant appeal. People like Senator Barry Bay, they've talked about this whole issue of Nnamdi Kanu. I was feeling like, I'm sure lots of Nigeria will also feel the fact that the president was present in the Southeast. His very first official visit to the region this year, 2025, and the first visit to any other state besides coming to Lagos to rest. Why wasn't the issue of Nnamdi Kanu not raised? And do you think and agree that the area and the region is over-policed or militarized?
If you listen very well, the man asked him two questions and he chose not to answer the other. He just made a casual reference about it, and he doesn't know why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu issue was not raised, and he started talking about the security plans and the whatever he was spilling there. But this interviewer had to go back to the same question because it beats everyone's imagination to hear that Tinubu visited Igbo, where the so-called governors has called for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release in several occasions, and politicians, House of Reps, traditional rulers, all the way to do individual sons and daughters from the same region called for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. Now, opportunity presented itself. And one would have expected that it should have been the top priority, because whenever you talk about the security or insecurity, security problem in our land, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a factor, a very big one. It's a very big one. If you remember, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has said, release me and the insecurity will stop, because he knew that immediately he is released, all those other criminals who hid under his arrest will have no other choice. Now they will be exposed. If Nigerian government is not, if those governors are not part of the insecurity, why are they not interested discussing with Tinubu the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Why did they think it is not important releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? So I'm just bringing this point so that when you have anything to say, you can go through them and run through.
The reason why I think that the issue was not brought up, this is my opinion, is two reasons. Number one is either they are benefiting from the insecurity, it's either they are the cause and beneficiary from the insecurity, or they have felt that there is no more opposition to their rule because Simon Ekpa has been locked up. That is likely the two viable reasons why they did not bring it up. If you can remember, before 2-3 months ago, after Simon Ekpa's speech at night, you will see them jumping up to release Nnamdi Kanu, release Nnamdi Kanu, release Nnamdi Kanu. But now they have felt that they have won, that there is no need to release our leader anymore. They have felt relaxed. That is likely the reason. That comes into what I discussed earlier, what I said earlier. You will never know the value of someone until you look for that person and you don't find him. They have done what they did to Simon Ekpa and they have felt relaxed. And the DOS are not doing anything about it.
Maz, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, continue. I can hear you. Mazi, we can hear you. Maz, we can hear you. Check your system. Yeah, you can go out and come in again. Yeah, that is like he was saying. It is a very big. It's a very big, vital information. It's a very good observation too. That they thought that there is no need anymore for for the release of Mazen Khan when they have already succeeded in putting away the person that is that has been dealing with them. So I think it's a very good observation by you, Maz. Maz, you can continue if you still want to say something before I continue.
Yeah, you can continue.
Okay. So let's go.
Thank you once again. Just like you said, the issue of Nnamdi Kanu has been raised in various fora. Various people have spoken and made requests concerning Nnamdi Kanu. And as in the Igbo, governors, different people have spoken about this particular subject. So the governor of Enugu State had a very remarkable opportunity to push forward the issue of the development of Enugu State, the infrastructural development, the harnessing of technology to drive our development. He invited the president to observe and see, witness what he is trying to do.
Maz, did you capture the statement of this man? This man is trying to say that because in the past so many people have called for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, there is no need making it a priority anymore. That they should rather face the so-called development and the rest
has not happened. It's been happening for 50 years now. It's now they want to develop.
Yes. Now, to him, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not important.
It's a priority.
And this man forgot that where there is no security, there will be no development. Where there is no security, there will not be investors. Where there is no security, there will be no what's it called? Tourists or tourism attractions. Tourism, even though there is a tourist attractions there, but nobody will visit. What are you talking about? Development without security. So it boils down to your initial observation that they have defeated the people that were making them afraid before. So they don't think there is any other reason for them to be afraid. So they have to step it down from list 1 to number 10. So let us solve all the issues. Then this irrelevant release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu comes whenever it comes. So let us continue to listen. Or do you want to say something?
Yeah, comrade.
Mazen, do you want to say something?
No, there is nothing I want to say much. That you can see that all their talk, all the pattern of their speech is heading towards ignoring the most important thing that should be done for the security of our land. So there is nothing much to say there. Let's continue, please.
Okay then. Let's conclude this video and then take the final video here
to develop our state. And I think
I know that there was a gentleman, I can't remember his name, that raised the issue of the overpoint and all of that on that particular day. But I do not know that. I don't think the president actually responded to that particular question. And I was surprised also to see, correct me if I'm wrong, that the issue of Nnamdi Kanu was not raised in that forum.
Sorry, man. Let me retake this. I think something went wrong there.
Was was necessary for him again to come and start driving home the same point again that many other people have made. He had a lot of things to say.
Mazi, are you hearing the video? Are you hearing it?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Say about the development of the state, the educational sector, employment of technology in fighting crime, infrastructural development, and so on and so forth. So I think he managed his time very, very well and focused attention on those things that maybe not too many people have spoken about or come from the angle that he is coming from. And I think that was a very good use of time, of the president's time.
Okay, Mars, you heard him clearly. So he had a very limited time. So because there are more important issues than their brother and their son, whom the Nigerian government had illegally detained for the past 4 years. So to this man's assertions, he don't think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's issue should be repeated again. Because for the past 4 years, it has always been about the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which never occurred till this moment. So to him, we should abandon Mazi Nnamdi Kanu until when? And face the so-called elusive development that he talked
And
about.
he forgot.
Yes.
And also, he also forgets that without justice, there can never be peace. Sometimes if I'm speaking here, people will say I'm calling for violence. And I have said it before. The release of our leaders is not, they cannot do it. These people, they call them in South Africa here sellouts. They are sellouts. They cannot effect any change that will topple them from that position they are. The release of our leader will bring them sleepless nights. The coming of Biafra will relieve them of their position where they are stealing and eating millions of dollars at the expense of the population. I have said it. They will never release our leader. If we have to go this diplomatic way of doing things, our leader will be there for 10 years. I have said it before in this platform. It is for us, IPOB, to take this man too seriously and go back on the drawing board. If the release, it must be very violent. If there is no destruction of government properties and everything in Biafra land, our leader will never be released. That is number one key thing. If you can write it down and write today's date and keep it somewhere, they will never. Nigeria is not a kind of people you negotiate with. Even I fought Kanu Takano for trying to negotiate with people that can't even keep the promise they gave to the people that voted for them. They cannot keep the promise of the people that put them in power. They will never do that. So how do you think they will obey a negotiation? They can never do that. They will never. You remember what happened in South Africa when Mandela was in prison? These people did not stop. They were not going to white people for negotiation to release Mandela. It was violent. If you're hearing bomb explosion everywhere, the destruction of the infrastructure of the country, destroying the region to make sure that the region is not supplying any tax to the federal government, then they will be able to think of how to release our leader. But if it's the way we are doing it now, our leader will never be released. You can take it to the bank. It will never be released. We have to go back to the drawing board. We are not, we are not fighting with white people. White people have conscience. If there is a level they will maltreat you to, they will come back to their senses and think, hey, it's too much. Let us give these people something. But we are fighting a fellow black brain from Africa, where there is no conscience. So we must not be looking at these people like human beings. We must not be looking at them. We are looking at them and as human beings today is the reason why we are still the way we are today. I call for the total destruction of every federal government property in Biafra land. Our leader is worth more than that. If the DOS say they love our leader, this is the right time to do it. We must stop working on the ground. We must start working above the ground now. We are not rats. We are not animals that live on the ground. We must come up to the ground. That is what it has called for. Yes, we have given them time, 4 years, to release our leader. We have given them time. At least we tried our best to see whether they can come to their senses and do the right thing. A country that does not obey its law, do you think that country will obey an agreement? My comrades, think about it. Do you ever think they will obey an agreement? And most especially if you don't have any leverage against them. There's what is called leverage. IPOB don't have any leverage against them. The leverage IPOB has against them is time and effort. And DOS has caused its demise. So there's no leverage. They just look at you as a noise maker. They look at us that we are making noise because we don't. The leverage we have against them, we have destroyed it ourselves because of internal struggle, internal quarrel. We have destroyed it. So what leverage do we have? The only leverage we have is we come on, US come on radio and make noise and go back inside. That is the only leverage we have. So if I challenge anybody to come on this radio to give me another alternative. What alternative? What alternative do you give for a leader to be out? None. There is no alternative. So we still have a long way to go. And the earlier we understand this, the better. You cannot fight for freedom in peace in Africa. We are Africans. We like to apply. If you don't apply force to an African man, he will never change his ways. That is the thing we must apply to Nigeria so that they can change their ways. If we do not, all of us will keep sitting here in 2030 and we'll still be discussing exactly what we are discussing now. Comrade, that is what I have to say about it.
Okay. Now, there's another video I would like us to look into. It is now established by us through the video that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release is no more a top priority for the politicians from Igbo land. And ndị Igbo si n'anya kpọọ ejie mkpakọrọ were kpọọ gịnị wee kpọọ afịfịa. So if you do not prioritize it, how then do you want a Yoruba man to do differently? So it's okay. And what you just said is your opinion, and because if you touch so many people have different opinions and ideas. But the point is that at the end of the day, if we say we really want our leader to be out, if we said we really want Biafra restored, I believe that is some degrees of seriousness that we need to put into this struggle, which for me, we have not even looked into that towards that direction yet. We're still playing around, and the only person who has killed into the possibilities or true way in getting the freedom for us is Mazi Simon Ekpa, since the arrest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the gang up against him is massive. It was massive gang up. The hatred was real. Everybody, he was literally battling even his own shadow. And looking at what is happening to the Biafran Republic government in SI, aka USB, you would agree with me that the same fate that befell IPOB is about to hit them very hard. And it will be a very big setback.
And also,
because whatever you're doing, yes.
Comrade, you say it's my opinion. It is not my opinion. Simon Ekpa understands Nigeria very much. He understands how the system works. Psychologically, he has read these people and know exactly what can force their hands. Though I don't listen to much of his speech, but the ones I listen to gives me joy because he understands that these people understand only violence. He understands that. He understands that the only thing that can stop a Fulani man from killing you, because what you must know that I grew up, I was born in Yoruba land. I grew up there until my adulthood before I left. Most of those Yorubas you are seeing, they are related to the Fulani. They have Fulani father, uncle, Fulani grandfather or great grandfather. They think like the Fulani. The only difference is that they are not energized or strong enough to execute violence physically. But the thinking pattern, their thought process are like that of the Fulani. They understand one thing. And Simon Ekpa understood them and he was giving it to them the way they wanted it. That is why you see that is why within the short period of the emergence of Simon Ekpa, there was a lot of progress in this struggle. There was tremendous progress. That is what they understand. That is the only thing that can move them. That is the only thing that can shake them. If you don't have, because even there is nothing like equal. My cousin, there's nothing like equal. If you're holding a gun, I'm holding a knife, we are not equal. If you are holding a knife, I'm not holding anything, we are not equal. When we are equal is when you have a gun and I have a gun. Or when you have a knife and I have a knife. That is when we are equal. That is the only thing that can make two parties think twice is what is called mutual assured destruction. When you know I can destroy you and when I know you can destroy me, that is when we can respect each other. But in this case, they can't respect us because they know we don't deserve respect. Because they know we don't have that thing that can make them think twice. That is what this struggle is all about. Equality. When we are equal with them, they will be thinking much of releasing our leader. Imagine, they will go to our leader now. They will say, look, your organization has collapsed. The Simon Ekpa that is trying to push for your release is gone. You don't have anything anymore to fight for you. We'll have to give you our option. If you don't take it, you will remain here. You don't have any defense anymore. Nobody is coming for you. Nobody is advocating for your release. Nobody is doing this. Psychologically, that is what they are doing there. Softly, softly, softly. That is what they are doing there. So, how is it my opinion? It is what it is. This is life. It is life. The violence takes it all. We are not in America. We're not in Europe, where you can go to court. There is no court in Nigeria. None. So that is, I'm not calling for violence, but this is what all of us Biafra must have in our mind. That if you try to go through this negotiation path with the people that don't see you as human beings, that don't see you as equal, they will be playing with you. And at the end, we'll stay here for another 5 years, saying the same thing we are saying. So that is what I have to say.
Marty, this is a live program, and I believe different people with different views and opinions are watching, and IPOB, as stipulated in our code of conduct, says we are non-violent movement, and I believe that even though we believe in what Mazi Simon about the way he's going about it,
ANC is a non-violent comrade. You remember, Mandela was a non-violent movement also, but he applied force where force is needed. ANC was a non-violent movement, but most of the infrastructure in South Africa during apartheid was almost collapsed. There was a lot of mall bombing. There was a lot of slaughtering of white people. A lot. It was a non-violent movement. Non-violent movement doesn't mean somebody will hold your person, hold your leader, and you do nothing. Non-violent doesn't mean that you cannot do to your enemy what he is doing to you. So when we want to interpret this non-violent movement, we must not interpret it literally. When we interpret it literally, we miss the point. We miss the point outright. If we are non-violent, they could have overrun our cities and communities a long time ago. So the idea of we are non-violent, let us take that thing and put it aside. Let it just be exactly where it is on the book. Because when it comes to real life, it is what you see on the ground dictates the approach you take. Yes, our approach was a non-violent movement. But now we have come on the streets and we have seen that the people we are trying to negotiate with non-violently became violent, extremely violent to us. So it is left for us to change our approach so that we can meet the demand of what we are seeing on the street. So we must not start shouting non-violence. When we start shouting non-violence, our adversary will see us as weak. So that is what I want to say.
Okay, it's I think everything has time, and let's keep hoping that the right thing should be done. All we need is freedom. For me, how we got it is not important. What I need is total emancipation, total freedom for my people, for the sake of my children and the unborn children, generation to come. Not literally about me and now. I'm not thinking for myself that much. I think for those that comes after me. So I need freedom, that is all. And whatever it takes for freedom to be achieved, we shall see. Now, Mazi, there is a voice. This will be the last thing we'll talk about, because when we talk about insecurity, violence, in our land, what's it called? the kidnapping, the ransom taking, the unnecessary buying of the people, the fear in our land. Now, when we talk about the beneficiaries of these crimes and the instigators of these crimes, that is why we still insist that the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the right thing to do. That is the only time that it will be separated from the criminals and those agitating for the freedom of our people. As it stands now, to make a distinction is going to be a bit hard because there are players who secretly push all these things under the skirt of that they are fighting for freedom. We have seen it several times where the Biafran Liberation Army caught people who goes about taking from our people in the name of the Biafran agitators. So we don't know. But what we know is that the kidnapping, the insecurity in our land is not being perpetrated. It has been proven over time that it is not being perpetrated by the agitators. It is a pure criminal movement, pure criminal movement, organization. Yes.
On that issue, we must keep on educating our people on that issue. Every day, we must keep repeating it for our people. It is not Biafra Liberation Movement or ESN that is causing those kidnapping and insecurity. We must
so we're proving now. Now
there are two categories of people causing those killings and insecurity. Number one are the Nigerian government. Those takes massive, like 70% of those violence, insecurity, and kidnappings and killings in our land. Nigerian government are causing it. They will give some vigilantes guns and weapons to intimidate, kill people. Sometimes they dress like criminals to go and cause mayhem so that Biafra land will be on newspaper every day for violence. Number two set of people that causes the 30% of those insecurity, kidnappings, and killings are opportunists who uses the situation on ground for their own financial gain. Those are the categories of people causing insecurity in our land. So anyone that says that ESN or Biafra Liberation Force or Biafra Liberation Army that is causing those insecurity is wrong. And it must be very wrong to assume that the men that was trained, that vowed, that have put their life on the line for Biafra to be free, are still the people that will be killing our people. It is very wrong to say. And I always tackle anybody that open his mouth to say such a thing. Always.
Okay. Now that brings us to this voice note sent to our forum. When I listen to this voice note, what is making you can put your after listening to this voice note, I thought it wise to bring it to the hearing of the people of Biafra and those who are still confused about the insecurity on land, who ignorantly pushes it to the Biafran for the Biafran agitators, for them to hear. If they will have sense, they will have. If they don't want, they should continue their foolishness. So let us listen to this voice note. Listen attentively as we run through it and all the information in this voice note. In Amen. Is it loud?
No, Igbo.
Igbo.
Sister, second
I don't.
sister,
Is he no?
has been the point of
Or
contact
better now?
of kidnappers.
It's better now. It's better now.
Okay. Then let me continue.
Road. Nemo, ekele m unu. Asị m ka m mee voice note a maka kemgbe Saturday. My sister, second eldest sister, has been the point of contact of kidnappers who kidnapped a vehicle, Kaja Anambra, through Onitsha Road. And they pass kidnap with 10 others. Then and they check in the upper of last, eventually I won number my sister boy. See she 1 year working. I draw 10 million or a boy his parts. It was 1 year work. Yeah, for my other brother. Yeah, as I have 1 year working. Yeah, you are brother boy again. Say let that brother uncle have one boy. See your brother pastor. Not his pastor. That is stupid Jesus and all those things. Anyway, did you hear? No panic attack because only get Rodia who happened to be a supermarket merchant of supermarket no my and leave your my no will be a supermarket on the base supermarket and a couple of them all the man they kidnapped him. I watch out what able to do so that panic my sister now. Working by Hannah boy the bottom line bro yesterday they were 10 million. Hasable now 15 million. But it be not 10 or 10 million. We demand where I got together with 50,000 which in Akasi and when I release the game condition on the game about 110 million, 150 million. Here is it today. I release the apata. This thing happened in Imo State. As Nahame's return back. The back hand let her go away. But how it happened was that I was on a checkpoint with full Nigerian uniform, either police or army, whatever.
Miles, did you get the point?
Military checkpoint.
Okay, let's continue.
As a driver to a chamber we have a driver to another person enter the vehicle. How was a driver? The 10 passengers went somewhere. Hanya. They reckon not on the vehicle back. Yeah, the bank they were heading back. Eventually, that's how they found themselves being more here. This is that over a road, over a nature road. I find this own way anymore here. ego ebutere ha gara bunyekwa na ha today. I think it's either Amaka or Akwaku ma gara drop or ego. So but the MG voice note about what the pastor said. The pastor said had the 10. 4 people named mother there and they shot them instantly. Now the fire babu. No to na-agbagbu ihe ka ndị na-abụ mmadụ na-abụ ya ka a na-abụ akwụkwọ aka separate organs na ndị na-azụkwa ha na-abịa na that Imo steeti ya nwa ha bịara kegide n'eriri ụkwụ ya bụ kpọwa ya isi n'ala ka ya agba ya boot mana the shocking thing bụ na ha si ya na ọkwa ndị Igbo si na ha na Fulani ga-emeta dị ya na ha ga-egbugide Igbo one by one na-egbu ha until there will be no men left to challenge them, and then the full blown out war will come. Now they have come, and that this place forever belong to them. Here we had a pastor. Then pastor, also there is a camp, existing camp. Nehaya already had less than 300 men. Not less than 300 men. Na-apata ndị na-aga azụ ihe oriri ihe nshishi ma ndị na-abụ ashị mmadụ n'otu a ka anọdụ ya n'ime ọhịa. This will be between I don't know, so between that this thing happened in those on nature roads, as they said. I say 300, not less than 300 men. And Rotoebu Habata. The next day, Nebu Gundi Madabata. Yemgine Guya Omaga Emana Gu Yandi Mada. I feel that people on the streets get on the mother, Jew. The Igbo plan, the Igbo strategy. And all are now Malielu. And then I bought Beke, I bought the nature, and then this and that. Nanekana na want the mother night, the marked out for extermination. Actually, now we grew. Our own hammer on yours. It's a story, but this is directly from my second eldest sister, Pastor. Yeah. And the mother no need more here, saying no why illegal. No to a hand here can on every state. And they will go silently now cry before they unleash a full-blown war. And then we have statistics of how much we are reducing. I met to my sister. Maybe you got on and you think nothing is happening. I know here. I got meeting. And we think it's all funny. Where buildings, investment, one thing or the other property. And we think it's funny. Here we hear enemies on our land and they are killing people every blessed day. And we think it's funny. And I say, onye makwa connection and target Jamie. This is not funny. We need to re-strategize why we meet and start talking with ideas secure Igbo because we are out we are marked out for extermination. Those guys say politicize your guys and it's up to you. When we here pensioners are through Imo State because my elder sister was involved. And then how can I Igbo Road Junction? Some people thought I was just picking on hope until here. Everybody is aware of it. Where are those people? I check whether all is well. Lincoln or Lagos, there are mercenaries in Igbo land. Now, every day, for the ụgwọ ha alọghachi ndị na-akwụghị ụgwọ egbuo ndị na-azụ paasị na-azụ. You check your village, you got what I'm telling you. Guy, your village now, how many families? Even if you came down at one village alone, you got only maybe 300-400 people. Out of that 400 people, maybe 100 was in the 60 years and above. And we can buy they cause all my and they cause all my wine. You know, one day get resist over them. And we try to re-strategize and start talking to ourselves. Because in here facing quite dangerous. I don't know, man, I know my sister, I say, no, this is propaganda. And the mother said, nah, I go one. Until there will be no men to resist them. Now, why is I in a Fulani that they are here and this place is their own forever? Yeah, Madubelo Kuro 1960. I said, no, we came back Rona and moving that time. It is still active. So, because, what I want to share. My bag here to organizations, authorities.
Master, before you go in to say anything, you heard it. I don't know who the man. Master, before you say something, wait. Let me say something. You know, I don't know who this man is. This voice note was shared into our platform. I listened to it. Then I was so shocked. I'm not shocked because what he said is new to my ears. No. The reason I'm shocked is how deep they have gone. Now, let me give you my own personal experience. It was in 2022, Easter, Good Friday to be precise. Easter 2022, Easter Good Friday. A cousin of mine was kidnapped in Anambra State. They started to call money, about 30 million naira. From 30 million naira, they come down. Before you know it, they say they don't want money anymore. Up to today, nobody hears about him anymore. They have spied him, man. It's my blood relation. So I have experience. I can tell you that in every village in Igbo land, you will hear this kind of stories. So it is real. Very, very real. And like he said, we are not even strategizing. We don't have plans. We don't have plans for it, for anything. And when it is time, what happens to outside people will be a child's play to what is going to happen to us. Miles, go on and say something about it.
Mas, you see that what this voice message now goes back to exactly what I'm saying. And Mas, also, I just want to analyze this thing in a way that even a layman will understand. Do you know how organ trading works? Come on. Organ trading doesn't work without the involvement of a specialist, which is always attached to the government or a government hospital. Ihe a na-adị asị ọgwụ ego na-eji pass mmadụ ma ọgwụ ego nke a is a lie. There is no ritual money with human parts. Ihe a na-eme bụ organ harvesting and selling. That is what they are involved in. And according to that guy, you can see that it's also not checkpoint in the army. The government is involved. Checkpoint in the army is the government involved. They take money and they keep people take their human parts, heart, kidney, liver, retina, retina, this retina in the eyes, and everything. That is a high-profile organ harvesting business, which the government is involved. It is real. I don't need to argue with that guy. All the real. And you can see that no government made those things. And you know the thing. Our leader said in a speech, if you remember, that was 2018 or 2019, 2018 or 2017. No, 2019 or 2020, within those periods. He said about SARS, the reason why SARS was instituted was during Obasanjo's regime. And the reason was to harvest organs for British government. Because in Britain, the waiting list for organ replacement was too much. So Anna Chebage will take the organ. Those things are still going on in this guy. Those things are going on. I'm not surprised. Government is involved because you cannot imagine, you can't just hack an organ out of somebody, without preserving it. And to preserve it, it needs a special equipment. So only when you hack the organ, when you get 10 how far away, maybe 100 meters, wherever that equipment is, if they hack it and they go and keep it there for preservation. These are not ragtag Fulani herdsmen. My coordinator. This is not a Fulani herdsmen ragtag here. These are highly organized organ harvesting business. They take the organ, they have the preservation. It's not because if you can't preserve it in ice, it will deteriorate. Or a special dry ice equipment. It's not even dry ice, always some special equipment. They preserve here so that they can be able to use it they can be able to use it in the next 14 days after. So our problem is the government, and our people we are still fighting each other. We are still seeing ourselves as the enemy, while the enemy is already at our doorstep. All Nigerian army, they just organize them. The governor might not even The governor might think he wants to. The governor even might communicate Serena. He is bringing those people in through the federal government to stop insecurity, to kill his enemy. He don't even know that this is what they are doing behind. Those things are real. And Nigerian army and Nigerian government is involved 100%. That is the thing we must let our people know. Organ harvesting is real. And our people have become the victims of this illegal trade. And mostly, you will see mostly Chinese now are in that trade. They are in that trade. Everything, their flights are flying up and down, going and coming. All this, okay, you ask, all these people now, what do you think they are doing? Most of these politicians, because most of the time there is no money to steal anymore. What does they go to steal too much anymore? They rather kill their people by any means. Okay, those things are happening. And you will also know that it's not the first time it's happening in that checkpoint. It's not the second time it's happening in that checkpoint. Why has that checkpoint has not been disorganized? Why has it not been disorganized? That is why they insist on having checkpoints on every street, every road in Biafra land. That is why they insist. I told somebody one day, in South Enugu, South Anambra, everybody that disappeared in South office that was buried in mass grave. In the future, you will hear what I said. All of them that died, they're buried. That they're killed and buried. All of them, 99% of those people that killed in South offices across the other land, all of them were buried without their organs. Without their heart, kidney, liver, all of them were buried. That is the purpose. That is why we must fight for our freedom. Because without freedom, this thing will continue. It will continue in one way or the other. If it doesn't continue through checkpoints, it will continue in another way. They will arrest you on the street. They will tag you a Yahoo guy or tag you a Biafran or tag you an IPOB member. They will kill you. They will harvest your organs. And thank God that this one, they can't accuse the IPOB of ESN or Biafra Liberation Army of this one. Because they say it's a checkpoint. And when those idiots want to talk tomorrow, they will say ESN is causing insecurity. Why they are the ones causing what is called high tech. They are the ones causing the high tech insecurity. This one is high tech. ESN doesn't have the equipment to preserve people's kidney, people's heart, people's liver. Biafra Liberation Force doesn't have the equipment to preserve people's organs. Biafra Liberation Movement does not have a market for human organ trade. They don't have it. It is Nigerian government that is doing it. And the sellout politicians we have, they know about it, but they decide to keep quiet so that they don't lose their position. That is the dilemma we are facing in Biafra. Oh, here Biafra.
No, Mazi, what about, you didn't mention the war they declared the Fulanis declared about within the Igbo, because according to him,
that is a diversion. They use that. Anybody want to fight you will not come and announce it to you. That is a diversionary tactic from the main purpose. In war, you don't start hacking people's organ up and selling it. You say they are fighting war, they're collecting ransom. These are not ragtag Fulani. Fulani soldiers might be involved because they hate us to their bone marrow, but that is not the war of Fulani against Igbo. That speech was a diversionary tactic. So if you comrade, Obuna, journalism, you can't put those two things together. Imam those two things together, it doesn't go. The main purpose was financial crime. If you don't take your money through ransom, we will take money from you through selling your organs. It is financial crime. And it is pure financial crime. They just want to make that speech to cover up their back so that people will be assuming something else. Let's not assume that a Fulani man with a cattle will have an equipment to preserve human organs. You can't hack an organ out without preserving it within 5 to 10 minutes of taking it out. Comrade, you can't. If you go to YouTube, you can watch a series of videos about it so that we can educate ourselves. Immediately organ is out of somebody's body, immediately the blood stops pumping. If you don't preserve it within 5 to 10 minutes of taking it out, the organ will die, will start decaying. So it is not any Fulani ragtag activity. This is a government highly placed, highly sponsored, organized crime. Most likely international organized crime for human organ trafficking. That is what it is. We must not call it something else. We must not call it something else.
Okay, then what about, he mentioned about the number of people in that bush, because sometimes there are things that when you try to put them together, you can't.
That also shows it's about 300 operatives. That also shows you the government is involved. The government is involved 100%, because they know they don't have any opposition. No superior force can take them out from that place. They have the arms supplied by the government. They have far more superior arms. That is where they are able to group themselves in large numbers in one place. If it was Fulanis that don't have too much arms or too much bullet ammunition, they will spread so that if they kill this group, they won't be able to kill this group. But as long as they are organized in high number in one particular place, highly organized, these people buy food, these people stay in checkpoints, these people do this, it is highly organized. And that shows that it's a base. They don't just come, do operations and disappear. After operation, they still come back there. And they've been staying there for a very long time. It's a base now. And they can call that base any name. They can say it's an outpost, a military outpost. You understand? If it's Fulani terrorists, they don't stay in one particular place for a very long time. And they are not always in that large number in one particular place for a very long time. So these people are entrenched, they are well armed. That is why they are able to sustain their position for a very long time. So those things have a hallmark of government sponsor. It has a hallmark of government sponsorship.
Mas, do you think the governors in the Igbo land are aware of this organized crime? I do think they are involved or aware.
What I cannot say exactly if they are aware 100%. They might be aware that yes, they ask for security from Abuja to come and get rid of insecurity, kidnappers, but they might not be fully aware exactly what is going on. Even if they are aware, they can't do nothing, and most likely they might be hearing about it from voice notes like this, the way we hear about it. Because if you go to Nigeria, there is no system where people can report something like that and you don't do it. If somebody come now, go to a police station and report something like this, which mechanism does the government, does those police have to be able to investigate these matters? They can't. So the politicians some of them that are highly entrenched with the Fulani, that can kill their father and their village for Fulani people, those highly placed ones, hopes or they mad them, might be aware, but those small ones that are not too attached to the Fulani might not be aware. So that is how it goes.
Okay, the other time, Reverend Father Bemonso was accusing Soludo of lacking behind when it comes to security in Anambra State. He gave a story how a friend of his was kidnapped, and after making all the effort to get the government involved and nothing happened, he had to use his money to rescue this fellow. And every day we hear about how the governors are putting effort together. There is what they call Operation Udoka going on. There is one that Soludo boasted that he's going to put in place. There is, like you pointed out before, vigilantes, all the places. And it came to my mind, these things makes me understand that they do not have any intention to guide, protect the people. I think all these names, all these security outfits were put together to try to subdue the agitation of Biafra, not to stop the.
That is why I don't sing those songs of insecurity. I don't sing it. Because you call it insecurity, it means something else to them. What it means to them is to make sure they stay in power. What it means to them is to make sure they get rid of anything that will stop them, that will stop children, that will stop them and their children from being in position of power that they are. That is what they care about. They don't care about insecurity. They don't. If they care about insecurity, if they really care so much about insecurity, tell me what they did, or what they will say, or what they said when Fulanis were massacring people in the farm. Tell me one person from them that came out and said, we must fight insecurity in our farms, in our bushes, because of the Fulanis that are killing our people. Tell me. None. So insecurity means insecurity to you as you think, but it means something else to them. That is why we must not join them in shouting this insecurity. When we are joining them in shouting this nonsense insecurity, we are digging ourselves into a very deep mess. Because the insecurity they created. They created it knowingly or unknowingly. When you're talking about they are creating Ibubago, all those vigilantes, all those people are the enemies of IPOB and the enemies of Biafra. If my brother is any of the vigilante today, I will tell him, you will die. You will die. Because you are the enemy of our people. As long as they train you, and the worst thing is they will organize 20 boys, 20 Biafra boys, give them up action, and you know who will be their commander? A Fulani army with AK-47. That is how they do. That is how these vigilantes are organized. They will give a Fulani man a superior weapon to be the commander of the locals with pump action. That is what they do. They are not fighting insecurity. They are fighting the movement for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra under the guise of insecurity. That is what they are doing. We must stop shouting insecurity with them. Whenever they say insecurity, we will remind them of Biafra. That is what we should be doing. There is no insecurity in our land. The only security in Biafra land is the one they caused. And for there not be insecurity in our land, they must withdraw all their vigilante groups, and all their checkpoints in Biafra land must be dismantled. If this Christmas if you've seen the news, you will see the news of vigilantes shooting people, arresting people. Is that the kind of country you want under the guise of insecurity? Is that the kind of country you want to be in? No. That is not. You can remember Akwe, this guy called Akwe, where he was narrating how he met Biafra Liberation Army on the road. He said they were passing, he was passing. Biafra Liberation Army is not looking for the people that are not looking for them. They know their target. And they are going for their target. Nigeria Army too know their target. The targets are anybody that is Igbo. Especially if you are IPOB. Whether you committed any crime or you committed no crime, you are automatically a criminal to them. You are an insecurity to them. So this mantra of insecurity, we must remove it from our mouth. They cause this insecurity, and if they want to stop it, they know how to stop it.
Okay, Mazi, we are descending now, and at any moment we should be rounding up. And I just want us to know, like the guy, the question was thrown to that guy in what's it called, in channels television. The question was thrown to him: do you think that the Igbo is over militarized? He agreed that it's over militarized, and the question that always in the mind and hearts of everybody when you talk about the level of the number of his military checkpoints, police checkpoints, and the rest of them in our land, when you talk about the amount of people carrying guns up and down, the securities, the vigilantes, the village vigilantes, the bubagos, guns everywhere in our land. You see people with guns operating, going there back and forth, intimidating the masses, putting constant fear into their hearts and minds. Then those unfortunate ones are being taken away, and that ends it. So when you see all these things, you start to ask yourself a question that he said, like, how long shall we continue to live in fear? How long shall we continue to be treated as slaves in our own in our own lands? How long shall they continue to use some of our brothers to get to us? Because the truth is that all these people, gun wielding vigilantes and police and the rest of them, our people are inside. You find our people as one of those people, and when they meet you, they don't show you no mercy. They treat you as a cancer that needed to be cut off completely, and that is what it is. That is what it is. So I don't know. Like, my question continues to be, for how long shall we continue like this? And do you think that there is any solution in sight for us, aside while we are fighting, waiting for Biafra to come? What is the solution for us to remain alive? Because now it is going to be, we need a strategy to be alive while we are waiting for Biafra, because our brothers are going down, our sisters are being raped, kidnappers are not helping the matters. The military, the police, and the security settings apparatus of the zoo are on us. We are like endangered people. For how long do you think we continue, and what is the solution when you have taken it that the government is involved, according to your narrative, that the government is completely involved? And I agree with you, no doubt they are involved. But what is going to be our savior? Because the politicians we have, they are complicit. The traditional rulers in our land, they have been cowed. Fear have taken over them, because some of them are not actually our traditional rulers. They are politicians contracted to control things and report back to the. Then our young boys, most of them have carved for the enemy. See, we are solution. And when we need this, should be the Master Philip, can you hear me?
Yeah, your voice was breaking,
His
but I
network
think
is really
had what you said.
dealing with him.
I think I understand what you said.
Did you hear me?
Yes, I did hear you.
Okay.
The number one thing we must do is, I think, to reorganize IPOB to a different leadership. At least leadership matters, number one. Number two is, we are not equal, as I said before. They believe that we are not equal to them. We must equalize with them and make that ground a level playing field. It's gonna be hard going to be bloody. It's going to be difficult. It's going to take time. But if we start today, it's not too late. Because those people wielding guns, walking around, militarized place, there is no goat or cattle they are trying to rustle or to move around. Those things are for we Biafrans to show us that, look, if you do anyhow, we'll kill you and nothing will happen. So we should show them that we hate them also, that we don't regard them as human beings also. That the more we start seeing those people as human beings, the more it becomes a disadvantage to us because they don't see you as a human being. Anybody that can take you in, steal from you, take your organ in the process, you're not supposed to see that person as a human being. And in that process, they are surveying our land, compromising our people in that process. Because truth be told, if you see most of those people, they're recruited into their vigilante groups. Those people, most of them were used to believe in Biafra, but due to hunger, hardship, and coupled with a lot of things happening in our land, most people don't have a choice but to join an organization, even if he knows it is at his own detriment, just to feed. Because our people, the stomach is their god. Most of our people, their stomach is their god. So we must also start again educating our people, because this is a crime. It is a crime of Biafran against Biafran also. As you said, even if a Biafran see you in checkpoint, sometimes he becomes even more wicked than the Fulani man. We need to have a new leadership, reorganize IPOB under a new leadership that can take action, not a leadership that is working on the ground. We allow the people that are working on the ground to continue working on the ground, and we have a new leadership that will be working on the surface. That is what we need. Number 2, educate our people, and number 3, to make the field equal with our enemy. Because before they used to shoot, they will be shooting our people while standing. But recently, they don't stand anymore shooting, they're crawling. When they shoot one bullet, they crawl because they know that somebody will reply them. But now, nobody is replying the bullet anymore. So they roam free. So that is what we need to do. We need to start. I don't know who the leader will be. I don't know whether our leader, Simon Ekpa, will be released tomorrow. We don't also know when our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will be released. But what we are lacking is leadership. That is what we need. If there is somebody out there that can lead this movement, the person should come up. We will throw our support behind that person so that we will stop these shenanigans happening in Biafra land. Because if it has not touched you, very soon it will touch you or somebody you know. So that is the way we can tackle this. All hail Biafra.
Ndewo, Mas, I see it to be your last statement for the night. If you see, we have spent over 3 hours, and the day has, the night is fast spent.
Exactly.
Ndị Igbo si na ebini na-azụ ya abịa ọgụ. I know that we have a lot to talk about, a lot of things to discuss, but a very limited time because of where we are. We're always on the move. We try to squeeze out a little time to just do what we have to do. It's a great sacrifices, which we paid and we still pay. So I thank you for honoring this invitation. And by the special grace of Chukwu Ikabiam, I know that this will not be your last. You continue to, you are, like I said, you are a very, you are a very integral part of this. We own it together, just that you have not started doing the needful. But I believe that very soon you will join the ship and start having your own time here. I thank you, Biafrans, lovers of freedom. You that have stayed with us throughout this program. I thank you for your support. I thank you for being part of this program. Thank you for sharing this program. Thank you for liking this program. Thank you for doing anything to make sure that this platform continue to move forward. Like we have said a lot tonight. I know that you heard us because you have had us, and I know that your brain is processing all the informations we have brought to you. Like I told you, this platform is educative, so revealing, and you can come here and you don't get something. That is one thing about us. That is why we are IPOB Western Cape Media TV. We go extra mile to bring you very important news discussions made in this program. I know you enjoy yourself, but know that it is painful. The situation we have found ourselves, very painful. It is very painful. It's very hurting. I don't know what to enjoy. I don't know what to say anymore, but I believe that Chukwu Ikabiama knows the best and he will give us the best. I will continue to call for the release of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the release of, we urge Finland. We have so much trust in Finland. I don't want to say that Finland betrayed us. No, I don't want to say that. It's not what it is. It's not what it is. Maka ndị Igbo si na nwoke begide akwa maka enyi nwaanyị nwụrụ anwụ. Ajụzie ọ gị gburu ya. The cries of the Zoological Republic, the British, and recently Bianco Ojukwu and the rest of them has gotten so high that Finland had to react. But one thing I know, and I'm sure, as the other people, the four people that were arrested with him has been released, that means there is no case anywhere. And I know that there's nothing, just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that someone ever did that is wrong. It is freedom fighting, defending his people. Nobody fold his hands while his head is being cut off. As a human being, you must do something. I see it's only a tree that head that he will be cut down and it stands there, not human beings. We have that survival instinct. We must always apply it when necessary. So I don't think, I'm not shaking. The only thing that I'm afraid of is what the people he left behind are doing. Presently, it is shameful, and I am so disappointed that they allowed what happened in IPOB to repeat with them, and it shows that they don't have number 6. Like Maz, he said when something happened to you the first time, it's meant to happen. Second time, it's a mistake. Then third time, that means you are a fool. We have learned. At this point, we should learn from the experiences of the past, not repeating the same mistakes. So I hope that they will call themselves to order and know that they have much mountains to climb than what they are doing today. Who leads is not important. It is our victory if we achieve it. It doesn't matter who is leading. No man is an island. No leader stands alone. No leader fights alone. In fact, leaders are not the real fighters. The real heroes are the followers of those leaders. They are the ones who do all the dirty jobs. So it is our victory if we actualize it. Let us put aside all the selfish interest and know that Biafra is the goal. Until we get there, whatever you are doing is zero, amounts to nothing. I thank you all for listening to us this evening. I pray, as always, that Chukwu Okabema Premi Henine, who lives and who will continue to live, will bless you all as you listen to us. I want you to always remember that here we love you so much. It's out of love that we speak, and we shall continue to love Biafra above every other things. I thank you so much. Keep praying for Biafra. Keep praying for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Keep praying for Mazi Simon Ekpa. Keep praying for every principal officer who is working genuinely, making sure that this agitation or this struggle never dies. Until I come your way, Biafrans, again, from me, from here, Mazi, it is good night.
Land of the rising sun, we love and cherish. Beloved homeland of our brave heroes, we must defend our lives, or we shall perish. We shall protect our hearts from all our foes. But if the price is death for all we hold in, then let us die without a shred of fear. Hail to Biafra, consecrated nation. O fatherland, this be our solemn pledge. Defending thee shall be our dedication. Speak